Welcome back to our first episode of KL
L.
PODuctions.
So if you're wondering what KL PODuctions stands for, then I'll tell you. K stands for Ryan
And
Kearns.
L stands for Jayden.
And I'm Guy, the audio guy. Ow!
No, we can't be doing this. Sit down. Go back to your seat. Dude, we dared you to sit down and be quiet, okay? If you do that shit. Now you're probably thinking, like, wow, like they have such a professional indoor studio. No, we're in the freaking nature. Look,
Outdoors.
the outdoors, the freaking nature. Look, there's nature right there. Touch it. Dude, what did we do this week? Tell me, what did we do together this week? The big thing that we did, we spent a ton of money.
Oh, tattoo.
Yes, we got tattoos, and that's the episode title, episode 1.
Tattooed.
We got tattoos. Dude, your tattoo is sick.
Yeah, it's kind of sick.
Yeah,
Okay.
you should just show them.
What do you guys think?
Dude, I'm not even gonna lie. I don't even know what it means. What does it say?
Dude.
Tiliapo Batinto? Is that like?
Are you serious?
Is that Italian?
Are you serious?
Dude, it's your name in Italian, Ryan Kearns. Tiliapo
Yeah,
Batinto.
man.
Dude, that's so sick, dude.
Oh, it's not my name in Italian, you idiot. Take it.
Buongiorno.
What
What does it mean?
They lay.
They lay in a pool of blood that is not their own.
Exclamation mark,
Oh my
baby.
Dude, I got a massive back piece for my first tattoo.
For your first tattoo, a massive back piece on your first tattoo is crazy, dude.
Dude, you know what they say? Like the saying?
No.
They say go big or go back to my house.
I thought it was go home.
Okay, no, shut the No, it's actually over. Swear to this is your first episode and it's gonna be your last. If you're not careful. So yeah, no, like they say, go big or go home.
Dude, where is it?
Why are you doing it that way? Okay, so here's the tattoo. I know you're wondering, like, wow, like that's a really deep meaning. I know it's a really deep quote that I live by.
What is it supposed to say?
It says never give up. Bam, right there.
Are you sure? That's what you asked for?
It's what do you mean it's spelled wrong?
Like, there's a lot more words. Number 1, how does your product use or challenge conventions, and how does it represent social groups or issues? Number 2, how does your product engage with audiences, and how would it be distributed as a real media text?
What was question 1 again?
How does your product use or challenge conventions, and how does it represent social groups and issues?
Okay, yeah, no, this one's not that bad, but they lay in a pool of blood that is not their own. It is a coming of age, psychological drama, but focusing on the coming of age aspect, typically that genre is a positive one in a sense, you know, seeing the journey of a protagonist through time and seeing their psychological and their personal growth.
Yeah.
You know, but we intended to flip this on its head, following Belle, the main character, interacting with her father, her peers, her religious community that she ends up moving to, and how all those interactions just lead to a distorted outlook on life, you know, and ending in the most negative way possible with her burning her village.
How does it represent social groups and issues?
We're looking at the necessity of religion, you know? After losing everything you have to live for in life, where do you go? And then for a lot of people, faith is the answer. So, you know, there is that, like, question, is faith necessary in life? The last thing I'd like to focus on is, like, in a community like that, you know, is it productive to attribute your community progress? Is it productive to attribute that to God when it is the actions of the individuals in this community? How are you going to attribute that to God? So that has a lot of psychological implications, and that just furthers my point that this film is not an attack on religion. It's actually a discussion of the psychology and the philosophy behind religion, looking at it both sides.
Yeah.
And a very nuanced look at that.
Numero dos. How does your product engage with audiences, and how would it be distributed as a real media text,
All
which it
right.
is.
Yeah, so for Tiliapo Batinto, I think it will really grip young adult to adult audiences. You know, those who are especially more into independent film and are open to more self-reflective and melancholic themes.
Yeah.
I feel like they would get the most
I
out of
agree.
this story. Bella's character, she's mute, doesn't have any dialogue, so you know a lot of the story for the first portion of the film is being told through her actions as opposed to through dialogue. Her character may resonate with those, as I said earlier, who have religious trauma.
Yeah.
So I think those audiences that I mentioned, it engages with them the most. Some may find the film really disturbing, and others may find it really comforting, you know, the themes. But either way, people are going to leave the theater thinking about the core themes of our film
Yeah,
for
no matter
days
what
to
side
come.
you're on.
No matter what side you're on. So we're really looking to engage with a wide variety of viewers.
Yeah. How would you distribute it if?
Right, so
I think it'd be good for like a limited release or like.
How many times do you have to? He wanted you to do, what, an independent
Yeah, dude,
independent
what
film
an-
festivals on the East Coast.
what a stupid
Dude.
idea. Yeah, no, anyway, so what I was thinking, we should release at independent film festivals, like on the East Coast specifically, because I think it would be more feasible for us to do that.
Yeah, no,
We
that
obviously
makes
can't-
that's practical. That's
we,
really practical.
we can't do a wide release.
No.
We don't have the budget for that. We don't have the connections for that. But through doing this, we can hopefully get the attention of both audiences and production and distribution companies. And we're trying to spark conversation and discussion around our film online. I think that would really boost our film and take it to the next level.
Yeah.
And get the attention. And like we said, we're aiming for a wide release. So yeah,
That's a great idea, dude.
I think so.
Yeah.
All right, well, we didn't really come prepared with anything else, so
That's been it
Yes.
for KL PODuctions for our first episode.
it's been Jayden,
Okay. Ryan.
Tiliapo Batinto. We're out.